I think a big sleeper for me next year and for a lot of fantasy analysts, I don't think I'm going to be alone on this island here, is going to be Luther Burden, Connor.
I
mean, I think America got to see what people have been talking about for a while.
Yeah, I think people are, number one, going to want a lot of shares of this offense, and I think Luther Burden is going to be elevated into a higher role, assuming DJ Moore might not be on this team next year.
That's right.
And Burden's just electric. I mean, you see him with the ball in his hands. There was a time not that long ago, before a disappointing final college season, where Luther Burden was viewed as, going into that draft year before that college season, like Malik Neighbors. Like, this guy's going to be a top 3 pick. He's special. He had an insane sophomore season. Then, for reasons in control and out of his control, he was just okay his final year. He falls to the beginning of the second round. And now you watch him, like, kind of looks like a first-round receiver on a team that the pass game, the arrow is going in the right direction.
When he's seen a 20% target share this season, it's only been 3 games, but he's averaging almost 18 fantasy points per game. Top 5 among, in terms of wide receivers that have at least 50 targets this year. He's top 5 among wide receivers in yards per target, yards per route run. Like, all the underlying metrics, Connor, tell you what you saw on tape as a kid in college, is that he's a special player, and Ben Johnson, the Bears, found somebody. And then you think about a healthy Rome Odunze. You think about a healthy, think about Colston Loveland next year in the second year of the system. He's had 2 games with 7 targets this year, 20 fantasy points in both. He's averaging 9 yards per target. Feels like, if I'm a Bears fan, obviously this has been a magical season, but I think you're excited about the foundation of Burden, Loveland, Odunze, Caleb Williams, and Ben Johnson. Like, that's an exciting, and our guy Kyle Monangai.
And whoever is in the backfield, which this could be Kyle Monangai's backfield next year.
Could be. We'll see if DeAndre Swift returns as well. But that's a great question here from Robbie Axtell, 8833. When I have dynasty questions, the first thing I do is I text Connor Rogers. Robbie, you don't have his number, but I will give it to you later. But for now, he's in a 3-player keeper league. Rome or Burden next year? That's a great question.
I'd go with Burden.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's not, there's no gap between it. It's just that here's why. Rome is a really, really good player. There's a reason he was drafted as early as he was. Burden will give you a floor because all of the manufactured touches will go to him. The screens, maybe some jet sweeps, maybe some of those crossers. It's the big playability. It's not, Rome will be really good. But if I guarantee we get to August, I think people will be drafting Burden before Odunze.
Was he drafted by Ben Johnson with the same thought process around drafting Jameson Williams in the Detroit offense?
It's almost like a hybrid of him and Amon-Ra.
Right.
Where it's like I could play him in the slot and give him the short area stuff, but then I could do the vertical stuff that J-Mo gets. Not saying Burden's going to be better than either of those players, but it's just an offense you want a lot of shares in. And once again, like, Burden is just, he's electric, man. You see how much differently he moves out there. And there's a floor with guys like that in fantasy, especially PPR.
The other thing I'll say about this game last night, Jay, and then we can move on, is that, for all the talk about Brock Purdy and how brilliant he was in the San Francisco 49ers and all that, I thought Caleb Williams was amazing last night, right? I thought, and Connor, I felt like he did all the stuff that, all the criticisms of Caleb Williams he didn't see. Like, he played within structure. Like, he threw on timing. Like, he was like, I thought he was brilliant last night. I don't think that loss is on him at all.
No, not at all. The final drive was so cinematic because it was slow burn as well. It wasn't like a 50-yard completion or anything. And Caleb, and he was cruelled by a couple drops on that final drive that weren't his fault at all. But yeah, and look, Collinsworth called out that he makes some strange throws, right? He does miss guys. He puts too much heat on it, overthrows them sometimes. But he's a second-year player. He's going to get that out of his system. And just the physical traits that he has, the ability to throw, the frozen rope that he threw on the free play. As was mentioned on the broadcast, he got like 10 yards off the ground and went like 45 yards in the air. Like,
it's insanity.
And his speed, the superpower of Caleb that he's really unveiled this year is just, you cannot sack this guy. He's too fast, he's too strong, and he's got too much awareness. To hold the ball as long as he does and have as low a sack rate as he does is incredible.
He makes some throws where you're just like, across his body like 40 yards, just like Josh Allen type throws.
That's what
you're just like, you're like, okay, that's why the guy was the no-brainer #1 pick 2 years ago.
Imagine when he starts hitting some of the layups that he's been missing, and you're gonna be like, this is what an MVP caliber player can look like at
yeah,
times.
I mean, keep in mind, again, this is a guy that missed Roma Dunze. Olamide Zacchaeus was a late round scratch as well. Burden has missed a lot of time as well. This was his first game back after missing a couple games. Like, guys have been in and out of the lineup. He hasn't had a chance to new offense, and he hasn't had a chance to have the same guys there week in, week out.
Yep.
So, Caleb is brilliant. You are going to wait on quarterback next year. I'm just because it's just
it's too open.
so deep in terms of guys that are superstars. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.